Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a band panel using the new band ASYNC API on Roblox. So here's how this is going to work. So I'm going to open up my band panel, put in my friend's user ID here, type in the band time as 1000, type in reason, you are banned from this game, and hit ban, and just like that, successfully banned player, and it works just like that. Now we can also unban the player, so we can type in the user ID and hit unban. It will take some time for it to register. It's not going to work right away, but as you can see, he is back, and just like that. So if you want to know how to do this, make sure to stick around. Alright, so in order to code this, the first thing that you guys should do is go to the pinned comment below and get the GUI. So once you guys get the GUI with the link, you guys will see something like this. Just put that inside starter GUI. Comes with the button and the frame open local script. Now the first thing that we need to do is go inside of the frame local script and change your admin ID. Just put this as your ID. Nobody else can use this admin panel. So this is my ID right here. But the first thing that we need to do is actually code this thing here. So when we open it up, you see it's the band panel that you guys saw in the beginning. So let's close that up and let's code. So let's open up a local script right there, and we can get coding. So I'm going to be calling this band client. And we need to get the replicate storage because we need to make two remote events. So actually, let's make that before we start coding. So let's enter a remote event. We'll call one ban player and unban player, just like that. After that, we need to get our GUI elements. So local ID box is equal to script.parent.id box. Local time box is equal to script.parent.time box. Local reason box is equal to script.parent.reason box, just like that. So these are text boxes that hold whatever the player types in it. So we're going to say script.parent.ban btn.mouse button on click connect function. I'm going to say if id box.text is not equal to nil, or just nothing, and timebox.text is not equal to nil, and reasonbox.text is not equal to nil. Then we're going to say replicate storage.ban player fire server. We need to pass through the ID box text as a number. We also need to pass through the timebox stuff as a number, so timebox.text. And for the other one, reason box, we can just pass through it, just like that. Once we do that, we need to do the same thing for the unban. So we'll do unban btn, and this time we only need to check for the ID box, and we only need to pass through the ID box, just like that. Alright, that's awesome. Now what I am going to do, and why is there an error here? Actually, yeah, why is there an error? Oh yeah, it's because right here I didn't add a closing, just like that. Awesome. So before we actually move on to the server, I'm just going to code everything in the client first. So after this, let's code the band player on the client. So replicate storage.band player on client event connect function, pass through success, which is going to be a boolean, and the band player name, which is going to be a string, just like that. So first thing that we're going to do, we're going to set the ID box.text is equal to nothing, the time box text to nothing, and the reason box text to nothing. And then we're going to say if we have the band player name. Alright, so if we have a band player name, that means we got past a few parts in the code. It's kind of hard to describe now. You guys will see in the server why we're actually doing this. But we're going to say if success, then script.parent.message. Message is going to be that thing that says successfully banned player, and then that. I'm going to say the text color 3 should be color3.from RGB 02550, which is a green. We'll say script parent.message.text is equal to successfully banned player banned player name, task.delay3 function, script.parent.message.text is equal to empty string, just like that. Now, if it wasn't a success, let's just copy and paste that. We're going to say failed to ban player. We'll do this in a nice red, just like that. And after that, everything is fine. Now, if we don't have a banned player, that means something that we typed is incorrect, and thus it actually caused an error in the server. So if that happens, instead of using the banned player name because we don't have it, we're going to say one of the parameters that you entered is not valid. Please try again. Just like that, and we can leave everything else. Now for the unban, we can literally just copy this whole thing, paste it here, but we do need to do a few adjustments. So let's do unban player. In the ban player string, I'm just going to rename that to unban player. Paste that wherever we need to, and that's fine. In the text, we want to say unbanned and unban, just like that. And other than that, I think that should be it on the client side. So now that we're done on the client side, let's move on to the server side. So I'm going to be inserting a script inside of server script service. Call this ban server, just like that. And inside of the ban server, we need to get the replicated storage and the players. And the first thing that we need to do is do the onServer event thing. So you're going to say replicate storage.banPlayer.onServer event connect function. This is going to take player as a player, ID as a number, ban time as a number, and the reason as a string, just like that. Now what we're going to do is get the ban player, but instead of doing it there, we're actually going to put this inside of a pcall. Just like that. The reason for that is, actually let me just type this out. So ban player equals to players get player by user ID and pass through the ID. Now the reason we're putting this in a protected call is because let's just say they put the ID as like a string and they just put some random gibberish instead of someone's actual ID. It's going to come here, and if we didn't have the p call, it's going to error out and it's going to stop the whole script. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to check if it's a success. And now if it's not, we don't actually have a player. So we're actually going to be firing the ban or unban player without the ban player name. And actually, speaking of which, one thing that we need to do is add a question mark here. And that will tell Roblox that it's optional. So let's quickly do that. And that should work perfectly. So that's the reason why we're doing the if unban player name, and we are actually doing the success and the pcall and all of that. Alright, so continuing on, now we're going to be actually configuring this new ban API. So we're going to say local config, and we're going to put this as a ban config type is equal to that. And now we need to type in a few things. Now make sure you type in exactly what I type, because these are not case sensitive. Or no, they are case sensitive, so make sure you type them like this. So we're going to do the user IDs, and this we're going to pass through the ID, just like that. We also need to pass through the duration, which will be the ban time that we pass through. We need a display reason, which will be the reason. We need a private reason. Now I'm just going to leave this blank. You don't really need to do anything. The private reason is going to be the reason for you. If you type it here, I'm like, nobody else is going to see it except you. All the bans are same for us. We're not handling like different types of bans, so I would just leave it. Now the display reason is what they're going to see, so like you've been kicked out or whatever. And of course duration is the time, and user ID is who you're going to ban. So continuing on, we're going to do the exclude alt accounts. So we're going to set this to false. So Roblox has its own detection system to detect if it's an alt account. Now we don't want to exclude them. So if we ban their main account, we should ban all their alt accounts as well. Now we're going to do apply to universe, and that's equal to true. So if your game has like teleporting to different parts of the game, we're going to ban them there as well. Awesome. So once we do that, now let's actually ban the player. So local success error equals pcall function return players colon ban async and pass through the config just like that. Now if this was a success, then we want to call the ban player. We'll pass through player, we'll pass through true, it was a success, and the ban player.name. Now, if it was not a success, let's just copy and paste that and just set that to false just like that. Once we do that, let's just print out success and error just like that. Now, if we did not have a success originally up here, then let's just copy that, paste that, and let's just not have anything there, just like that. Alright, awesome. Now that we coded the ban player, we can just copy that, paste this here, undo unban player. Now there's a few things that we need to change. Number one, we don't need the ban time or reason. But once we've done that, now we need to set our config to an unban config type, and we can just delete all of these. All we need is the user IDs and the apply to universe. If you keep this false, you can keep this false. Make sure this and this are the same. We want to unban them, so unban async, and we want to call all of the unban functions, so unban, unban, and unban, just like that. So actually, now what we can do is play the game, and we can test this out. So we can hit ban panel. Let me try to ban myself. So my ID was 20008327747. Time, let's do like a lot of time. Reason, you are kicked, or actually in this case we're banned. So if I hit ban, we have an error. So config must contain field duration with type number. So that means that we did not send this in as a number, which we did. I don't know why it didn't. So let me quickly fix the error and I'll be back. So I found the issue. The issue is that we are sending it as a toString. We actually need to send it as a 2 number. I don't even know how I got that wrong, but it's fine. So let's test this out one more time. So I'm going to type in my ID, type in the time, reason, you are banned. Let's hit ban and successfully banned GreenTreeGaming. Now the reason it was not banned is because if you see down here, ban async will succeed on production game server, skipping request in test environment. So it's not actually going to work here, but it'll work in game. So let me try to unban myself. And time, actually we don't need a time for unbanning. So let's unban and it will say failed. And actually, duration type number, did we do the same error? We didn't. So okay, it's banning. So true nil. Okay, so failed to ban and it's still getting the same error. Oh, I think, wait, when I do unban, it's calling the wrong thing. I think that's the reason. So when we click on unban, yep, sorry, one thing, unban player. All right, so for like the third time, let's quickly test this out. So let me just type in some number and something. I have been banned. Awesome. So I'm to unban myself, and awesome. So it unbanned myself, and we get that just right there. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.